Kia ora, my name's Anna and I'm from String Bean Puppets. And this is Kiruru and she's from my show, The Tree Friends. Today we'll be making marionettes that are inspired by the birds that live at Zealandia, like the Kiruru. Bye bye Kiruru! Ooh. When beginning a new marionette, I go through each of these steps. First, I research what I'm making, then I design the puppet and the control, then I construct the body of the puppet, then I fill in any detail, and then I make the control, and then I string the puppet. And we'll be working through each of these steps with our marionette today. So first, you need to decide what sort of birds you'd like to make. I'm going to make a kiruru today, but you can make any sort of flying bird. We won't be making take or kiwi, as I've designed a control especially for flying birds. So go onto the website, onto the Zealandia's website, and have a look at the birds that live there and see what you'd like to make. So on the website, I found this picture of the kiruru. This picture gives me a good idea of the markings and colourings of the kiruru, but I can't quite see the whole bird in this picture, so I needed to do a bit more research. I found this picture on a Google Images search of kiruru, and this shows the whole body of the kiruru, including its tail. Because we're making flying puppets, I also wanted to see a picture of the kiruru in flight, so I Google image searched kiruru in flight, and I got this nice image. It also it's worth to do a YouTube search of your bird so you can see your bird in action, how it moves, how it flies. Because the purpose of this research process is to familiarize yourself with how your bird looks and how it moves. So now you've done your research, it's time to design your puppet. So go back to the images that you found of your bird and try and break the bird up into a series of simple shapes. If you've printed out your picture, you can draw straight onto it like I've done here. So I've drawn a little circle around the head, a big oval around the body, and a rounded rectangle along the tail. And here you can see that I've redrawn the bird in just its simple shapes. Also pay attention to the proportions of your bird, how the size of the head relates to the size of the body, which relates to the size of the tail. This will be different in different birds. So you can see immediately here that the head of the kiruru is much bigger than its body. And you can see that I've measured it, and I found out that the length of the body is 4 times the size of the head, and the width of the body is 3 times the size of the head. So I'll keep close to these proportions when I make my puppet. It will give us a more lifelike bird. So I've done the same thing with the picture of the bird in flight, and I found out that the length of the wings is the same as the length of the body, length of the tail is the same as the length of the body. So it's very useful to note. Also make a note of the colours, any really identifying features or patterns. You can see with the kiruru, this white chest, the greeny purpley feathers, this really shows us that it's kiruru, the red beak, the red feet. So now it's time to draw your bird. And I drew my bird to the size that I wanted to make it. And then it could be a pattern as well. So remember, if like my bird, your bird has a very small head and a very big body, if you draw your head big, your body will end up enormous and you'll end up with a very, very large puppet. So you can see I kept the simple shapes the round head, the ovally body, half circles for wings, and the rounded rectangle for the tail. If I was designing a control, I would do this at this step now, but because I've already made a flying puppet before, we're just going to use my design, and I'll show you that later. So now it's time to build your puppet. So you're going to need some cardboard. So I've got just the side of a box from the supermarket. You're going to need some scrap paper or newspaper that you can scrunch up, some sellotape, scissors, balloon bands or elastic bands, some plain pantyhose. I've already cut off one leg of mine, some pipe cleaners in the colour of your bird's beak and legs, and either some fabric or coloured paper or paint, which is also the colour that you'd like your bird to be. Right, so the first thing, so I've traced the shapes of my bird that I drew in this design onto the cardboard. So the next step is to cut out the pieces. One head, one body, 2 wings and 1 tail. So here's my head and my body. They're 2D now. I need to make them 3D. I'm going to do that by scrunching up some paper and taping it to the body, to the head and body. Go and there you go. So I've got a rounded head. I'll do the same with the body as well. So here they are, the rounded head and the rounded body. Now it's time to get your pantyhose. Cut off one leg if you haven't done that already. And you'll also need your loom bands for this step. So you put the head of your puppet in the toe of the pantyhose, and then you secure it with the loom band. My loom band broke, so I just need to add another one. There we go. Now you can see in my picture that my kiddo has quite a long neck. The neck's really important so you'll be able to move the head of your puppet. So do leave enough space for the neck. So I'm just going to put a loom band loosely there. I'm feeling for a ridge of cardboard, which is sort of the spine of my bird. There you go. So you want your head to be hanging down and floppy like that. And I'll just add one more loom band. Good, just loosely again, just to gather in the pantyhose like that. Now it's time to glue on your wings and tail. So I've already glued on one wing onto this puppet. So you're going to need to use a hot glue gun and cut yourself another strip of pantyhose and glue one end onto the top of the body, near the spine. One bit of glue near the spine and one bit a bit further down. And then put some glue on the wing. So you can also glue another piece of pantyhose to the underside. This just makes your bird's body all a uniform colour. Now it's time to add the tail. Just open up the pantyhose there, put some glue on your tail. And pull the pantyhose over. So once you've glued in your tail, if your pantyhose is longer, just trim it shorter. So you can see that I've already added some pipe cleaners for a beak and some pipe cleaners for feet. You could use coloured card if you didn't have pipe cleaners in the right colour. Just cut them out. So now it's time to add some feathers. For the feathers, you could use some fabric, if you've got some fabric in the colour of your bird, and then to turn it into feathers, I've cut a strip of the fabric and then I cut lots of little slits like that. And then when they move, they look a little bit like feathers, and you can glue them on in strips onto your bird. You could do the same with coloured paper, or with coloured plastic, or you could paint some paper the colour that you want it to be and then cut it, or you could even paint directly onto your puppet. And you could also glue on some googly eyes onto your puppet, or you could draw some eyes onto some paper, cut them out and glue them on. So here's my puppet fully decorated. I've added some white fabric underneath for his tummy. Now it's time to make the control. This is the design for my control. It's 2 crosses, one large cross for the body, one smaller cross suspended underneath for the head. So to make our crosses, we will need 4 sticks, 2 longer sticks, about the length of the bird's body, and 2 smaller sticks, sort of about the size of the bird's head, slightly bigger in this case. I've just got some driftwood, but you can also buy wood from Bunnings, or you might be able to find some bamboo or some wood in your garden that you could use. Now you could drill and screw them together, but I'm just going to hot glue them together like that. And if you're hot gluing them together, you can then get a strip of fabric or a strip of that pantyhose and just wind it around to make that nice and secure and tight. Then you'll need some little eyelets, little screw eyes to screw in. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or if you don't have eyelets, you can get a piece of pipe cleaner, and you could, or a piece of wire as well, and just twist it like that. So you've got an eyelet, and then secure it, twist it onto your control, and then just secure it where it is with a dab of glue. So this is a control that I prepared earlier. You'll suspend your smaller control just with I've just used another strip of pantyhose there, or a strip of fabric, bit of string, from the middle of that control up to the end of this one. So you've got little screw eyes in there, or you've twisted on your pipe cleaners. So now it's time to string up your puppet. You can see on this diagram I've indicated where the string's attached to. So down the end here, right at the end, you have the tail string. You have a continuous string that goes from the body at the tail end to the body at the neck end. Then you have another continuous string that goes from one wing right across to the other. And then you have, on the head control, you have a string that goes to the beak, and one that goes to the side, one side of the head, and one that goes down to the other side of the head. So this diagram will be on the Zealandia website if you need to refer to it. So I've strung up this puppet already. When you're stringing up your puppet, it's really helpful to get someone to help you so they can hold it at the height that you would like it. Remember, it doesn't need to touch the ground because it's a flying puppet, so you probably don't want the strings too long. So normally I would use fishing line or black string to string up my puppet, but I've strung it up in lots of different colors so you'll be able to see each of the strings and where they go. You'll also need a needle, a large needle with a big eye that you can fit your string through, because you're going to need to poke the needle through the wings and through the body, and when you attach them. See, you can see that I've come up underneath and tied it up the top of the wings. Then you can follow the blue string across and down onto the other wing. When you're stringing the wings, you want them to hang a little bit down, so you can flap them up and they'll go down as well. So the first strings that you'll attach are the body strings. Here, this brown string. And when I've attached it to the body, I've gone not just through the fabric, but right through that cardboard ridge, if you remember, in there, to make it nice and strong. So after you've attached the body, attach the head, and you see the purple strings are attached to the side of the head, and the black string to the nose on this, the beak on this one. So again, you want the head to be sort of just straight from the body. So when you pull on the pantyhose, you can lower it down a little bit, you can raise it up, and you can move it from side to side. And then the tail string, this green one here, again hanging just slightly down so you can move it up and down. So here's your puppet ready to fly. So I hope you have lots of fun making your puppets inspired by the birds that live at Zealandia. And we'd love to see what you create and what sort of birds are populating your homes and putting on puppet shows. So happy puppet making!